Riding on the Rails Radio. Matty F., what's going on, brother?
Oh, it's all the regular stuff. You and I just had a landmark week.
Tremendous.
Landmark, absolutely landmark.
Tremendous.
We've had experiences this week that are going to make the police report so long.
Is it going to be our main feature?
Yeah, the main feature today is going to be the police report.
The police report?
Yeah, absolutely.
What about the busking lexicon of the free world?
The busking lexicon of the free world would be the other major feature.
All right, awesome.
I don't think a lot of people know that there actually does exist a busking lexicon of the free world, which is the terminology of the business of busking. Okay.
Is this an official terminology or a terminology that is used amongst different cliques of buskers and?
Well, I guess we'd like to make it an official terminology.
I'd like to see it official, but currently right now, I mean, I think some of the stuff we're going to talk about is more for Brooklyn buskers who hustle together on the J trains occasionally, and some external people within the circle, satellites.
Yes.
Would that be accurate?
Us guys around here, we have a lexicon that we use to describe what goes on. Just to give you some highlights, we added a thing yesterday called the no parachute.
Oh, I forgot all about
that. The no parachute.
You should talk about that because I believe I jumped without the parachute.
You know, you don't jump off the train when the guy's in the middle of singing, "Please watch the closing doors." I'm looking to follow the teacher, okay? And James decides he better get to the next car because we had looked through the through doors and we saw that it was a good car. James jumps out and the doors close behind him and I'm on the train and James is looking back at me through the glass in the door and he makes that motion that basically says, "Rats, he didn't get out." You know, so
I actually thought you were right behind me.
Yeah, I was, but the guy was in the middle. He was like, "Please watch the closing doors." Ding dong, the doors are closing and you're out of them.
Yeah.
And I can't get out.
I know, but you know what that is, Matt? That's I like to call that
no parachute.
Yeah, that's a no parachute for you, but for me, I was just calling an audible.
Maybe we should call it no net or something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. I see you did what every good busker should do. Who knows, when they get separated from a partner, if you're working with a partner, you go up one stop,
and
you get off, and you
wait right in the same point.
Exactly.
Where you got off.
And I know I'm going to get on the next train in the same car that we were just in and meet you again.
And the doors are going to open, and I'm going to be standing right there at that door.
Right. What you don't want to do, if you're a fledgling busker or you're new to this, if you get separated from your partners, you don't want to just start wandering around and trying to find people because it's impossible. Right. You go up one stop, you get off, and you wait.
Next train came in. There was James. I walked on. We played the car, and then we successfully worked the rest of the train all the way down.
Yeah, it was a good run, actually.
It was. It was the second best run of the day. The loop that we had after that was even better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of terms to talk about. The Eddie B crew, when the money's flowing good, they like to say it's raining. Back in the day when I worked with Ziggy, we used to call it a cascade, like a waterfall cascading. Let's talk about the new word that we added.
Yesterday, we received $5, a $5 bill, from a Tibetan Buddhist monk on the J train.
In yellow robes.
I mean,
the whole thing.
Complete. It was like a Kung Fu episode. He made a comment that our spirits were quite beautiful after the performance and gave us a $5 bill. Now, many of you who read my website, mattyf.com, may already know that a $5 bill is generally referred to in the busking lexicon as a sprat. That's S-P-R-A-T, a sprat.
Yeah, which is a small, tasty fish.
Right. Here we get this sprat under these unusual conditions. It's being handed to us by a Tibetan monk who just commented on how excellent our spirits are. So we needed a word for it. So into the lexicon we added lotus sprat.
I like it, lotus sprat. Can we get some applause for the lotus sprat?
Let's hear it for the lotus sprat.
Yes, lotus sprat is official.
Thank you very much. Yes, lotus sprat is now an official part, busking lexicon of the free world.
Of the free world.
The free freaking world.
Not the incarcerated world yet.
Right, the free world. Perhaps someday the incarcerated world. Yeah, so
if they keep fingerprinting people through iPhones, we will all be incarcerated.
Right. Did we come up with a name for the dollar yet?
Yeah, we will call the dollar a shrimp.
Shrimp, right. Another term that's been added to the lexicon this week is the dollar bill, which previously had no term. We would just say it was a dollar. Now it shall forever be referred to as a shrimp.
A lot of the busking terms, monetary things, and money are based off of fishing. Because when you're out there busking, you're basically fishing.
Right.
You're trying to play good music, but you're also trying to eat. That's the reality of it. So, I'm going to run you down some of the basic terms known on the Brooklyn J line amongst the hustlers out there. So you could wind up playing on a train with any group of hustlers, and there's a good chance that they know these words. If you get a whole bunch of change, we call that gravel. Now we're calling a dollar bill a shrimp. And then we go back to the $5 bill is a sprat, a $10 bill is a snapper, and as the Eddie B crew might say, they might say, snap it up! And you usually yell that out when you collect it. Last week, I was out with Eddie B, and a guy was getting off the train, and he threw money at me, and I caught it. And when I opened it up in my hand, it was a $10 bill. That's not a snapper. That's a flying fish. And then we got, if you get a $20 bill, that's a tuna. A 50 is a marlin. And a $100 bill is a blue whale. Now, if you manage to get like a movie license or a record deal or some nice monetary thing, we're calling that a kraken. So,
release the kraken.
Yes, release the kraken and take over the sea. That's our little update in the busking lexicon this week. What we did with the lotus sprats, we took a picture of it. Do we have the serial number, Matt?
Yes.
So we can let people know?
Yes.
Let's see.
The serial number of the lotus sprat, the original lotus sprat, is IC 627-648-17A. And the marking underneath that is C3.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the new $5 bills with the big Lincoln. You can see it pictured at mattyf.com. If you go there now and you look underneath the little advertisement for the Riding on the Rails radio show, which we're broadcasting right now, you'll be able to see a picture of the actual lotus sprat.
And what we did is we figured, you know what? We should do something good with this lotus sprat. So we got water today while we were working, and before we came to the show, we bought beer. So I think those are two good spiritual things.
Yes, water and beer.
Need to be hydrated, right?
Yes.
All right, so how about we give one more round of applause to the lotus sprat?
The lotus sprat.
And then maybe, do we have to do a commercial, or can we play a song?
Why don't we do our commercial break and then play a song?
Okay, that sounds good.
Lotus sprat.
Give it up for the lotus sprat.
Yeah, www.mattyf.com. See the picture.
Yep, it's real. It's probably up on Facebook too, right?
Yes, it should be. Yes, by now it should be on Facebook on my profile, which would be Matt Facenda. Now we're going to break for a short commercial from